Hello, hello. Yes, what you are seeing is the Set Store Championship Stitch. I was able to make it and win myself the Stitch, and I'm here to show the deck profile of what allowed me to go ahead and make it into the top 4. So, this is a beautiful card here. I'm gonna go ahead and set that aside. I ran good old Emerald Steel discard. Alright, we're gonna first start off with 4 Cursed Merfolk. So for the Merfolk, this is just your aggressive card, man. It's like the best 1-drop, gets you in and out. You know, when they swing into this card, they have to give up a card. Super good aggressive. It's 1 ink. That's just the pressure you put on. Definitely highly recommend that. It's like a guaranteed Emerald. Emerald's like best 1-drop. Next is 4 Flynn Rider here. So for the Flynn Rider, you know you got that. This just goes right along with Cursed Merfolk. Same thing, except you know it actually has 1 point of damage and 1 point of additional life. And inkable. So yeah, definitely got to run that combo there. No reason not to, you know. Plus it allows you to sing your 2-cost songs as well, alternative target. Alright, then we get into 3 Hook and 4 Smee. Now, Emerald Steel is one of the few decks that I was very comfortable being on the draw with, and surprisingly enough, during my run, I was majority on the draw. So, I would be looking to play my Captain Hooks, and then go into my Smees, and then from there, I would get into my engine, my Emerald engine. Excuse me, but basically Hooks here to stop it from being as aggressive as you got Challenger 2, making this from a 1-2 into a 3-2, swinging upwards. And then as this is staring down, we go into the Smee, one of the best 2-drops, like stat wise. Look at this, 2-cost 3/3. It only takes a point of damage when it's exerted at the end of a turn. So yeah, this is very good. You just sit there, stall them out, and then to get your engine going, and if they're not doing anything, cool, gives you more time to get into your discard engine. So definitely got those there. Alright, then you gotta always go with the 4 Ursula. This card is like one of the MVPs for my run. Okay, Ursula Deceiver allowed me to check their hand. So I would do like turn 1 Merfolk or Hook, and then turn 2 I would go Ursula. So with the Ursula, I was able to check their hand, basically see what they might do for the next like 2 to 3 turns, and also taking a song out of their hand. So with this, I could play Ursula, check their hand, see if it's okay for me to quest for my Merfolk or my Hook. If not, I would just pass and let it rock until I get into my Ursula Deceiver of all. But yes, this card is just a must. This card is amazing in Emerald. One of the things Emerald was missing is being able to snatch songs out of your opponent's hands that are counterproductive to your game plan. This card is like MVP, one of the MVPs. Clutch. All right, one of the most expensive legendaries, but the legendary Emerald needed. Ursula Deceiver of all 4 of. You got to. This card is just like absurd. Okay, being able to sing a song twice and then putting it at the bottom of your deck is insane. Absolutely insane. Able to rip through the deck, rip through opponent's hands. Being able to get to my cards with Storm Rage on. This card was just amazing. This card, along with 4 copies of Prince John. You know, the deadliest combo of this deck is being able to turn 1 Merfolk, turn 2 Rider, turn 3 Ursula, and then sneak in the Prince John, and then sing your Sudden Chill. So now you're making them lose 2 cards, and then you draw 2 cards. Simply devastating combo. Well, Prince John is the your alternative draw engine here, outside of Ursula discarding there, but it's like your main draw engine. It's so good. Scab Ward, 1/2. It doesn't die from Giant Tink entering into play. And it's got its passive when your opponent discards one or more cards, you draw. For each card discarded this way, okay, was able to draw off of an opponent playing a whole new world, and they ditched 2 cards. So they drew 7 and I drew 9. So yeah, like simply amazing, simply amazing. This card right here. I ran 2 Cloud Kickers. I had cut down for more tech options, which we will see later on. But yeah, the Cloud Kicker, I felt like I wasn't going to meet as much aggressive spots here. And I also needed to free up for some of the weaknesses of Emerald Steel, which was like items and locations. So normally I think it was running like 4 originally, but cut down to 2 so I can open up some slots. But basically you play this in the mirror match, or someone else running Emerald. If I'm going second, you play the Ursula, I drop the Kit, bounce stairs back, keep my aggression going. And then if something happens, I have an alternative singer, so Kit can sing like Storm Rage On, and then I could play an additional like Storm Rage On or a damaging card from my hand to get rid of their Ursula. So yeah, Kit was basically for the mirror match and for aggressive aggro decks. Next we got 2 Benja. 2 Benja is my answer for items, like so Steel Song, Ruby Sapphire. Basically this is what is good body, 2/3, 2 lore, comes in, banishes the item. So definitely was, I got a few plays off of him, but it was a decent body to keep aggressive plays going. Next I got 2 Daisy Duck Secret Agents. Now this card it definitely caught my opponents off guard, because as you play it, so basically if you don't hit the Ursula, you go Prince John, then you play Daisy Duck, or you hold on to your John depending on how it goes, and then run the Daisy Duck. And Daisy Duck, every time this card quests, your opponent has to discard a card. So now they're getting punished for delaying their draws or getting the draws or whatnot. If they think you're done with your sudden chills, now you have a body on the board that guarantees you a discard from their hand if they're holding on to it. So when she came out, she put in work, and she also drew great amount of attention away. Because if I had Ursula and I had Daisy Duck, if they really wanted to keep their card in hand, they were definitely going to shoot the Daisy Duck over Ursula. So yeah, it was good. Very good, very good. I also ran 2 of the Donald Duck. Now with this deck, if you're able to get the Ursula sing off with the sudden chill, more often than not, they're not going to have any cards in hand. This allows you, is one, it's an alternative draw engine, and it's another way to get your opponent to get cards to the hand. Because at the start of turn, each player may draw. So if they choose to draw, now I can discard something from the hand and then get an additional draw. If not, cool. I just drew 2 cards for the start of my turn. So this definitely helped out. Plus the 2/5 came into play too. In one of my games, just being able to survive like a double grab. I was able to just survive that, and this was the game winning play because I just needed 2 lore and they didn't have an answer. So yeah, Donald Duck really good. 2/5, 4 ink, give you an additional draw, launch your opponent, but you're gonna get rid of the opponent's card. So good. Then 2 Friar Tuck. Cut down on them so that I could put the tech options of the Donald Duck and the Daisy Duck. Friar Tuck, when he comes out, I mean, he's pretty detrimental if you guys have an even hand or whatnot. But a 2/4 body is really good though. So if you're able to slide him in when your opponent has more cards than you, it's really good. Otherwise, it's probably going to be ink. But when you get him onto the board, he is a nuisance. Very hard to deal with. Very hard to deal with. Then the last for creatures, well, for my characters, is 4 Beast Tragic Hero. You already know, 5 cost, 3/5 legendary, shift 3. Start a turn, draw a card if you didn't take any damage, and then if he did, he goes to 7 attack. This card, actually, I was able to clean up a Queen Castle with this, because I forced them to have to do something to this beast, and I quested, and I was putting the pressure on, so they had to deal with this. But in return, I don't think they realized, but by them swinging into it with, like, I think it was a rabbit, I was able to shoot into their Queen Castle So yeah, the beast is just, you know, beast doing beast things. That would beast things. So that's it for the characters. Now for the actions. So I texted in 3 baboons. Now the reason I did 3 baboons was because one of the weaker matchups this deck has, Amethyst Steel is like the nightmare matchup for this, because Amethyst Steel just has so much removal and so many different ways to gain lore, and it's very hard to keep them off of hand. Secondly is Amber Steel Song, because they are able to just shift early, and when the shift targets comes out, it starts destroying your board and giving them high cost singers. So with baboons, I'm able to, on the play and on the draw, be able to deal with the Cinderellas, the Robin Hoods, and the Queens. So this came in clutch. Even just keeping like my Cursed Merfolk, my Flynn Rider out, and then I'm just babooming the shift targets. Really became a nightmare for for the Amber Steel Song matchups, mind you. And these were matchups where I was on the draw, so they did not appreciate me having baboons in my hand. And especially when they what's it called, Bare Necessity, and I had baboons plus like a song. Yeah, they were not having a good time. So yeah, definitely recommend if Steel Song is a prevalent in your area. Next, I went to Rise of the Titans for locations, so Queen Castles or manors, basically big body locations that are really hard to deal with. I just ran to I was able to snipe a Queen's Castle or 2 with this, so I recommend it, because that's definitely one of the main weaknesses of this deck, is that locations just snowballs this deck. Hypnotize. I ran a 1-of Hypnotize. Actually came in really good, even though it was at 1. 1 is inkable. 2, it's my alternative if I cannot get my opponent to discard. So if I have Prince John out and I don't see my Ursula, or I don't have my Sudden Chill, this is my alternative. Or I'm just like, I need to draw something. Hypnotize allows me for 3, get them to lose a card, draw a card, and if John's out, draw an additional card. So helps out. Definitely recommend Hypnotize. I only take 1 because I wanted to deal with locations and steals more. Boom, boom, booms. Alright, now we're into our song package. So gotta run the Sudden Chill at 2. Discard 1 card normally, but with Ursula, you make them discard 2. And then it goes right back to the bottom. Really good. Plus it's inkable. Strength of a Raging Fire at 4. This card is just crazy with Ursula. Being able to get your weaker bodies out, just getting like 3. I was able to get like 3 to 5. 3 to 5 is normally the range you're looking at. And then Strength of a Raging Fire twice, thanks to Ursula, or sometimes even once, just to keep the tempo. Really helped out a lot. Highly recommend for, plus it's inkable. If like you're not gonna have the board, or you're not gonna expand your board as much, you can just ink it. So definitely worth it. I ran 3, left the Storm Rage on. I'm gonna run 4, but I think, yeah, I wanted to do the extra baboon, plus it was inkable. But yeah, as you know, great song for Ursula. Instead of doing 2 draw card, you deal basically 4, draw 2 cards. Crazy with Ursula, absolutely insane, Plus you got multiple targets with Kit, Benja, John, and Ursula at 3 to sing it, and then, you know, your other 4 cost songs to sing it. So yeah. And then last but not least, I ran 2, then along came Zeus, because this deck has a particularly difficult time dealing with big health creatures. So along came Zeus, being able to hit something for 5 and then trade in maybe a weaker hook or whatnot helped out a lot. Also being able to hit locations and then trading in like a 2 points of damage helped as well. So yeah, that's the song package there. That's basically the deck. Yeah, Emerald Steel Song, I believe, is really great. I was playing pretty comfortably in majority of my matches on the tournament day. I lost a die at least 70%, if not 80% of the time, 80% of my matches, and I still was able to get into top 4 just because of just because of how well this deck pilots. Like it could play extremely aggressive on the play. It can play really strong on the mid range, and then once your opponent's hand is either gone or low, that's when you just put the pressure on with your Riders, Merfolk, Prince John, who has ward, mind you, so you can always just keep him standing up and you can quest for free. You don't have to worry about Medusas or whatnot. And then your 2-cost bodies can just devastate your opponents. So yeah, highly recommend. You definitely have to play to get some practice in with this deck, because there are lines where you shouldn't quest. There are times where you just stand. So like with a Merfolk, if the board is empty, quest. If not, sometimes you just sit there, you just wait, because if they can't do anything, you could just wait, get your Merfolk, get your Flynn, then get Prince John, then you start quests, because then at that point they have to either have the answer or they're going to be forced to challenge. So yeah, definitely recommend Emerald Steel discard. This is a really fun deck to pilot. Highly recommend, man. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this deck breakdown. Like, comment, subscribe, and catch you later. Thanks.